Buffalo Bills athletes kneeling to pray for their safety. Damar Hamlin now hospitalized in critical condition after a collision with a Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver. The Bills now confirming he suffered a cardiac arrest and his heartbeat was restored on the field. Good evening. I'm Marie Mortera.
And I'm Jim Snyder. No doubt you've been seeing this on social media all night tonight, and this is not only impacting fans of the Buffalo Bills, but really everybody who was watching and hearing about it. NFL teams, players, and fans across the country, including right here in Las Vegas, all hoping and praying that Hamlin will recover. That's why we have team coverage on this for you tonight. Our Katie Munch standing by on how fans at a local sports book handling what they saw. But first, let's go to sports director Brian Salmon with the latest.
Much of the sports world has held its breath since seeing the scary scene during Monday Night Football. Bills safety Damar Hamlin makes what looked to be a harmless tackle, and after getting up, Hamlin then collapsed on the field. Hamlin received life-saving CPR on the field for several minutes before being rushed off to the hospital. It was a chilling scene as players on both teams were visibly shaking, seen crying, praying, mouths wide open as the game was temporarily suspended and then smartly postponed. The NFL released this statement officially postponing the game for a later date, letting everyone know that Damar was transported to the hospital and was in critical condition. Meanwhile, the amount of support in the sports community has been vast. The Bills posted this tweet from many who sent their thoughts and prayers. And the support did not stop there. LeBron James offered his emotional sentiment as well.
Thoughts and super prayers goes up to the skies above for that kid's family, for him, for that brotherhood of the NFL and everybody a part of the NFL family. It was a terrible thing to see, and I wish nothing but the best for that kid. I'm a huge fan of the NFL. I'm a huge fan of football, and you never want to see anything like that happen, even in the type of competition that they're playing in.
And the last update was Hamlin's vitals were back to normal. He was put to sleep so they could run more tests, and more updates will be provided as they come. Let's get back to you.
All right, that sounded encouraging, that statement from the Bills. Let's hope so. Football fans all over the country watching the game were stunned seeing what was happening right in real time. Continuing our team coverage is News 3's Katie Munch, who's live at the Westgate Sportsbook with reaction.
Yeah, this was a really big game for the playoffs, but for fans here at the Westgate Superbook, they commend the NFL's decision to postpone tonight's game between the Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals following Damar Hamlin's collapse on the field. Now, as soon as it happened, it was no longer about one team versus another. Even with money on the line, fans here at the Superbook were concerned for the player. Listen to their reaction.
Everybody's worrying about how much they're going to win, how much they're going to lose. How about that family? They're going to lose somebody in their family. That's more important.
I thought he was going to be okay. That's what I thought immediately until I seen the ambulance came out and give him CPR. Yeah. So I'm just looking at the news like everybody else is and just trying to see and hope, that he's better.
That was scary. It was dead silence in this place. Dead silence. You could hear a pin drop. And I just feel, who cares about the game? It's about the young man.
Now, in response to Hamlin's injury, fans are donating to his foundation, the Chasing M's Foundation Community Toy Drive. The initial goal was $2,500. Marie and Jim, it has now surpassed $3 million, and donations continue to pour in.
After two deadly crashes on the same stretch of Boulder Highway between Russell and Broadbent, safety experts and people who live in that area are calling for change. News 3 is looking out for locals, and Brett Forrest joins us live from Boulder Highway. Brett, you've seen plenty of people jaywalking out there.
Yeah, Jim Marie, good evening. Ever since I've been out here for several hours today, there's just been a steady stream of people illegally crossing the street, jaywalking, and every single person I've spoken to, nearly a dozen of them, they tell me, yes, they know this is dangerous. They know these people have died recently, but they said there's just not many options.
They can't see you at all, and they, like as you're crossing, before they see you, they're right up already hitting you and you're already dead.
December 28th, a deadly hit and run killing a 50-year-old man. 3 days later, New Year's Eve, another woman hit and killed on the same stretch of Boulder Highway.
Put a stoplight in, or at least a crosswalk with the flashy lights right there.
Both deaths happening around 6:30 p.m. when the highway becomes even more dangerous as night sets in.
It is like a big distance between one light and the other.
Standing here on this deadly stretch of Boulder Highway, if I want to get across the street, the safest places to do so are 0.4 miles that direction on Russell Road or 0.4 miles the other direction to Broadbent Boulevard. We're going to time how long it takes to get to the other side safely and legally.
Virtually no sidewalks, no northbound streetlights, and cars driving well over the speed limit. All a recipe for danger for any pedestrians on this stretch of road.
For me to legally walk from that side of Boulder Highway to this side, it took me almost 16 minutes of walking, and keep in mind, I have a pretty long stride.
Incredibly frustrated is what I was, not surprised. There's a lot of work that's happened on Boulder Highway, none of it fast enough.
Erin Breen is with UNLV's Road Equity Alliance project. She says the reimagined Boulder Highway project could save lives and is long overdue. Henderson, she says, is ready to begin work on its portion. But here on this stretch, she says, is for the county to solve, and it isn't working quickly enough.
It'll be tragic if nothing's been done, if we're standing here at the end of 2023, and we will be having the same conversation if nothing has happened.
For now, Breen wants short-term solutions that will immediately help. Lower speed limits, more street lights, more traffic lights, and more crosswalks.
While there may be some upfront money, in the long run, saving lives is cheap.
So you might be wondering, since we know this is such a dangerous stretch, why don't they do increased speed traps? And Erin Breen, who we just heard from, says that does happen, but that enforcement has not been a deterrent because people are still speeding by even right now as I'm reporting. So she does, again, want the county to make changes and implement them quickly.
3 Clark County School District trustees will take their oath as students return to the classroom for the spring semester.
They've got some big challenges to face. Crisis in the Classroom investigative reporter Tiffany Lane has been talking with them over these last few months. She's live here in the studio with a look ahead.
Yeah, the school board, made up of 7 trustees, will have 2 new faces and 1 incumbent, keeping her seat. Now, there are some of the top decision makers for policies impacting more than 300,000 students and 40,000 employees. That's a huge task. Whether you have a student in the district, work there, or just live in the county, the future of these students impacts our community. Let's take a look at the leaders being sworn in tomorrow. We'll start off with Linda Cavazos, who represents District G. She has been on the board since 2017. She's a former district teacher who taught for 15 years. Now, Cavazos currently runs a private counseling practice. I asked Cavazos if there's anything different she's looking at moving forward as a trustee.
We've had some policy changes, recently where I kind of feel that we can do a better job of bringing the students, the community, the parents, and the educators back into the board meetings, making it more a community, not just a policy-driven meeting.
Now, new to the board this year, Irene Bustamante Adams, representing District F. She spent almost 20 years with MGM Resorts, and you might also recognize her because she also served on the Nevada State Assembly for 8 years starting in 2010. Now, she currently works as the Chief Deputy Director and Chief Strategy Officer for Southern Nevada's Local Workforce Development Board. Now, with money a big discussion when it comes to our schools, I asked Bustamante Adams recently how her time in politics can help CCSD approach funding moving forward.
During my time in the assembly, obviously it was the Great Recession. We just had to figure out how to stay afloat as a state. And so there was not a lot of money flowing in. And so I would say that during my time there, though, increased communication with the school district. If you're asking for more money and you're asking the legislators to do that, then where is the partnership? Where is the transparency?
And also new to the board, Brenda Zamora, representing District D. She has worked on various political and issue campaigns according to her campaign website. Zamora has served as a school organizational team member for the past 5 years at her daughter's school. Now, this role reviews the school's budgets and uses data to help school planning, among other things. We've reached out to her since getting voted into the role and have requested an interview. I will be attending the swearing-in ceremony tomorrow. That's at 5:30. This is at the regular board meeting location on Flamingo Road. We'll provide coverage throughout the night on News 3. Now, what are some of the issues you're hoping the trustees address in our schools? Send me your tips on issues impacting schools, including this, whether you're a student, employee or a concerned community member. You can scan that flow code on your screen right there. You can also email schooltips@news3lv.com or call the tip line 702-805-0489.
Hi everybody, I'm Reed Cowan from News 3 Las Vegas. We want to thank you for checking out our YouTube channel. Remember, you can always see more of our videos by clicking on the video links. And also don't forget to click that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of our YouTube updates. Thanks for watching.